Viewer discretion is advised.
Boom, perfect timing.
Cassandra Feuerstein, a 47-year-old suburban mother from Chicago, was found pulled over on the side of the road in Skokie, Illinois. She was approached and arrested by officers from the Skokie Police Department on suspicion of driving under the influence. Feuerstein was cooperative throughout the encounter. She showed no aggression, made no threats, and complied fully with police instructions. She was transported to the Skokie police station for processing. Surveillance footage inside the booking area shows Cassandra Feuerstein standing calmly at the entrance of her holding cell. She stepped out momentarily and politely asked if she could call her husband. In response, Officer Michael Hart of the Skokie Police Department, without warning or provocation, grabbed Feuerstein by the arm and violently shoved her back into the holding cell. The force of the shove caused Feuerstein to fly headfirst into the concrete bench inside the cell. The impact fractured the orbital bones around her left eye and cheek. She immediately fell to the floor, bleeding profusely and disoriented.
All the way. Lift up your head. There you go. Look straight ahead. Straight ahead.
Right here.
At the camera. There you go.
Okay. Right here at the camera. You have to
No,
look
straight ahead. Look at the camera. Look at the camera. Okay, you're not.
I don't know. Wait, we're not getting it. Wait, you're not.
Feuerstein was taken to the hospital where she underwent emergency facial reconstructive surgery. Surgeons had to insert a titanium plate beneath her left eye to repair the shattered bones. She suffered permanent facial disfigurement, vision issues, and emotional trauma, including nightmares, panic attacks, and post-traumatic stress.
For Cassandra Feuerstein, it was a painful screening.
It's very hard to watch. I hit a concrete bench that was in there which shattered my orbital bones, broke my orbital floor, both shattered and pushed in my cheekbone.
Last March 10th, Feuerstein says she realized she had had too much to drink and parked her car here on Howard Street in Skokie. She fell asleep and was arrested for DUI. At the Skokie police station, the video shows Feuerstein cooperating with a pat-down, removing her shoes and bra. Then she was taken to another area for her mugshot.
Apparently I was not looking into the camera the way the officer wanted me to.
It is alleged that officer, Michael Hart, brought her back to the holding cell. The police complaint says the 5'6", 110-pound Feuerstein resisted the officer by placing her hands on the sides of the cell door. It is clear the much bigger Hart shoves her into the cement bench.
They make it sound like there's this struggle outside the door. Clearly, when you watch the video, I mean, we're talking about a fraction of a second, if any.
Now, see what you think about Officer Hart's explanation of events. Look closely, we've slow-moed this. The officer insists, okay, there's the booking area. He's trying to take a picture of her. It's off in the corner. He says that she's resisting. She's not looking into the lens. And then he adds that this woman resisted his orders to enter the holding cell and put up her arms on the side of the door. Now, we contacted his attorney. He said when the dust settles, you'll see Officer Hart committed no crime, that he believes she lost her balance and fell forward into a concrete buttress because she was drunk. Do you buy it, John Lieberman?
No, well, look, there's so many issues here, Jane. The first issue is that it took so long for this officer to be charged. I mean, had this victim, this alleged victim that you're looking at, not filed a federal lawsuit and had her attorney not released this video, we may not be talking about charges in this case. That's number one. Number two, it took officers a number of minutes to even respond inside of that jail cell to see if this woman was okay. That's issue number two. And number three is this officer was just put on paid administrative leave today. And that incident that we're looking at happened way back in March.
Right.
I don't think there's any denying that this was a good cop. 19 years on the force, an unblemished record, but something clearly set him off here. And it appears, at least according to prosecutors, that he lost his cool.
Yeah, I think it appears that prosecutors are responding to public pressure. Because, oh, what a coincidence. We did a story last month. There's a change.org petition. People are talking about it. And suddenly, charges are warranted. Well, why weren't they warranted back in March? They had the videotape, the same exact videotape. Now, cops say they found Cassandra Feuerstein slumped over in her car in the middle of an intersection. She later pleaded guilty to DUI. Listen closely as Officer Hart gets more and more frustrated with this woman while trying to take her mug shot.
Lift up your head. There you go. Look straight ahead. Straight ahead.
Right here.
At the camera. There you go.
Okay. Right here at the camera.
No, straight ahead. Look at the camera. Look at the camera. Okay, you're done.
Despite the severity of the incident and the clear surveillance footage, Officer Michael Hart was not immediately suspended or disciplined. Chief of Police at the time, Anthony Scarpelli, remained silent publicly about the incident. Feuerstein's attorneys later revealed that officials tried to keep the footage out of the public eye for months. In October 2013, Cassandra Feuerstein, represented by civil rights attorneys Toreya Hamilton and Lawrence Jakowiak, filed a federal lawsuit in the Northern District of Illinois. The lawsuit alleged excessive force and a violation of her constitutional rights under the 4th and 14th Amendments. It explicitly named Officer Michael Hart and the village of Skokie as defendants. On October 30th, 2013, Cook County prosecutors charged Officer Michael Hart with aggravated battery and official misconduct for the official assault on Feuerstein. These charges were filed after the surveillance footage became public and drew widespread attention. Finally, in November of 2014, after more than a year of legal pressure and media exposure, the village of Skokie agreed to settle the lawsuit. Cassandra Feuerstein received $875,000 in damages. The settlement did not require the village to admit wrongdoing, and Officer Hart remained on the force at the time of the agreement. In November of 2014, Officer Michael Hart pled guilty to official misconduct in Cook County Court. He was sentenced to 2 years of probation and fined $674. The more serious charge of aggravated battery was dropped as part of the plea deal. Hart avoided prison time and remained free following his conviction. In 2015, under mounting public scrutiny and internal review, Michael Hart resigned from the Skokie Police Department. Again, he was never sentenced to jail time for the assault on Feuerstein. No formal public apology was issued by the village of Skokie or the police department. The case of Cassandra Feuerstein isn't just about one officer's violent act. It's about a system that protects power even when the evidence is undeniable. Feuerstein was calm and compliant, yet inside a police station, she was slammed headfirst into a concrete bench for asking to call her husband. If not for the surveillance footage, no one would have known. Only after public outrage did Officer Michael Hart face charges. And even then, he avoided jail, received probation, and quietly resigned. This case is a reminder, even when brutality is caught on camera, justice often stops at a payout. And if this can happen to a 47-year-old woman in a holding cell, imagine what's never seen and never punished on the streets.
You can see how hard she was thrown. After hitting her head, she's seen lying motionless for several seconds before the officers came to her aid. And I want to bring in our legal analyst, Paul Callan, who is out front. So, Paul, the woman said she had to get facial reconstructive surgery as a result of this. And obviously, we only have a few seconds to show what happened before. So we're showing people what we have. But from what you can see, did the officer, or was the officer justified in what he did?
By the way, I also read she may have a plate in her head as a result of it. I can't see the slightest justification. He picks up this 110-pound woman, throws her like a rag doll into a wall. He could have killed her. She could have broken her neck. She was in on a drunken driving charge. She had fallen asleep while the car was parked. She doesn't look like a threatening person. So this looks like an act of incredible brutality. It's a cringe-worthy video when you watch it.
And she claims that authorities originally charged her with resisting a police officer, that they say that she did that and that's why she was thrown into the cell. And then they later dropped those charges. So I guess my question to you as a lawyer is, does this indicate that the police knew that something was wrong and initially tried to cover it up by saying, oh, well, she was doing this and that might justify this? Or am I reading too much into it?
No, you're not reading too much into it. Frequently, when somebody is injured, when a suspect is injured, resisting arrest is added to the charges to justify the conduct of the police. But, you know, they're all forgetting everything is on tape now. Everything is videotaped.
Right.
And the cops forget this sometimes when they engage in the old behaviors that have resulted in multi-million-dollar verdicts against them in the past.